Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to some Roblox Studio. We are taking these emergency vehicles and we're converting them. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm just editing the frames. If you go view, test, and device, you'll see here these buttons are scaled and these buttons are not. And all I did is I insert object UI over here. Tablet layout, real simple. And then the table layout. And then you click on the table here, fill empty space, and these are your options for the table. No biggie. And I'm just changing the color of the buttons so they're not so like this is what you're looking at, or what you're observing is, I don't know, a year and a half of development. So a lot of these, the UIs were made when I was just learning how to program. When we were just learning how to program. Watching videos and stuff and practicing. So it's taken that long, a year, to roll through Studio once. Yeah, once. So it'll probably take another year to, like I said, there's still like a few commands I don't quite get. What do we want to do? This one here, we're going to have lock and unlock. Like, I don't understand text filtering. And a few of the remote events I still don't quite understand. So this one's going to be lock. Alright, and we'll duplicate this one. See, and as you're duplicating them, and you notice it's just putting them into the table. And it's automatically scaling them. Alright, now we got to put in the button code. So what I've noticed, what I've observed, and this is where I'm not 100% sure because I don't have a Xbox or anything, so I can't test Roblox yet. Maybe Christmas time we'll get one and I'll be able to test the game that I made for Roblox out. So let's see here. What we want to do is we want to script lock and unlock. So let's see, box. Right, so we don't need, we determine that, oh man, we determine that we don't need this. These arrow controls are for that lane. There's a pickup truck that has a lane control thingamajigger on it, and that's what those were for. Okay, so I don't need that. What I need to do is, so I can put the code here for the button. Let's see if I can explain this. The lock and unlock. So when you click on it, the mouse click function is connected through the controller. And the controller, it'll be this one here, stays with the cloned UI as well as this value. It's the value, this is an object value, and what it does is the name of the object value changes to this, priority off. And this remote function listens for these, which we scripted with this code. That's all. So you're connecting the function through. So my understanding of the buttons are, I script the mouse here, and in the actual buttons themselves, I can paste in a local script, which should hotkey them to a button on the Xbox controller. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. So this is merge control. It'll make more sense as you watch it develop. All right, so this has to be not takedown. This will be lock, and this one here will be unlock. Oh, they're both named lock. I didn't rename it. Let's hope. Okay. Connect that to the right one here. Unlock that mouse button. Okay. And then what we'll do. Oh, it won't matter. We'll observe it in just a moment here. So now what we need to do is we need to go into the controller for the remote function, and that is what speaks to the vehicle and tells the vehicle what to do when it calls the variable. So we say if variable is equal to not takedown, we'll say lock, L-O-C-K, lock and unlock, and see it only fires it'll only fire locally to the vehicle. Alright, so lock and unlock. So what do we want to do? We want to say if variable is lock, then input code here. Okay, so we can probably, let's put the UI back. This is the ambulance. Where do you think it was? Still gotta find the part here. Activates the so confused. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of the click detector in this part. That should be that, right? Every single vehicle has these. Now what I also noticed is that the click detectors have you can put images on them. So in the vehicles, some of them I put heater buttons on. I'm going to try and do that with these trucks. So when you're zoomed into your player and you're in the driver's seat and you're looking around, you'll be able to see the buttons inside the cab. I want to add a lot more stuff, right? And just, we'll make it real cool. Interior lights and you know, really go through it so we can play. All right, enough of that. So that's the clone script. Okay, so we've scripted the two buttons. Now we need to find this prompt here. Let me see. I'm trying to think what I'm trying to do here. Okay, we need to take this code and we need to take this UI and we need to put it inside lock. And we're going to change this function. Right now it's the click detector, but we are going to change it to proximity prompt. So we need to go script dot parent dot prompt prompt dot proximity prompt, and it's triggered, or trigger ended. So I say triggered, it fires as soon as they press the button. But then the whole duration is 0.5. So like whatever, you know, depends on what's going on. If it's a crane or something, maybe trigger ended, you want it to fire at the end of the function. But remember that you can always change the whole duration. So that's good for going back to the crane. If you're connected to an object and you're lifting it up and down and you want the winch to stop, you can say while whatever triggered or trigger ended. Same with mouse button 1 down and mouse button 1 up. It's the same thing, triggered and triggered ended. 2 different functions. All right. So we have lock. Okay, and you see here trailer GUI, trailer GUI. Okay, I think that's that. It's a lot to think about, right? Because then you got to say, okay, now I need to. All right, so script dot parent, and now this script here is in miscellaneous, and the folder we're trying to locate is also in miscellaneous. Okay, so what is it? Dot lock. Dot lock. Dot prompt. Dot proximity prompt. Dot enabled equals true. So when we were talking about the tow truck, and I was saying we need a way to get rid of this UI, we were connecting it back and forth, and I said let's just combine them together. Same thing. It's because you cloned it here and you want to be able to get rid of it here. So I hope I fixed it. All right. And that way, if I have the UI for this vehicle and I want to connect to this vehicle, I want to be able to get rid of this one and connect to this one. And that's the way to do it. So it'll activate this prompt. This prompt will then activate these two. Let's test it out. It should activate those two. Currently, it's connected to mouse click. What is the data store? All right, that'll be. Okay, so. No, I think I did that wrong. This needs to be enabled. Say lock. One of these unlocks the door, and one of these door open and lock door. We want to say dot A. All right, dot A. Dot door open. Dot enabled equals false. All right, that makes more sense. And then we just reverse it for. Unlock. Just like that. The other reason why I like doing this in a fresh area, once your game gets so large, you're not going to be able to automatically update scripts. You'll have to physically commit them yourself. And it can be a bit of a pain if you're quickly trying to test something. You have to commit it every single time you edit the script, or else you waste the time loading into the game, forgetting. I've done that a lot. I want to pull these. Let's pull these rear wheels. Those are really bugging me. Yeah, in just slightly. And then somebody was saying that they wanted the mud flaps. So we'll put the mud flaps on the two vehicles as well. Okay, so we can turn off constraint details. We were going to test that, right? We're getting ready to test it. One o'clock in the morning here. I got coffee going. Oh, and then I'll need to rename the ambulance. Okay, let's do a couple more things before we're ready to just test this out here. So what I did was I took a value, what is it, a string value, and I put it in the drive seat. So then what we need to do is we need to take, all right, I'm kind of all over the place and I apologize for that. Wrong location. The string value is what allows us to rename, or sorry, to turn on and off the truck. And bear with me here. So the reason why I renamed the vehicle to Fuggy's 22 car, that's my username. And if I spawn this vehicle in the game, that's what it defaults the name to. Your name, car. So now what I want to do is get rid of the pickup script. And the other reason why I like using the box truck, I can just copy a chassis directly. Delete, paste into. Now it's ready to go. But I'll show you where I connected that. So we go into a chassis. We go into the, into the initialize script. At the very bottom of the initialize script, okay, there's this function, driver sit. This is where I connected. If car.driveseat.person.value is equal to car.name, then process the rest of the function. That's all you got to do. And it's the same thing if you're adding like fuel, let's say. What you'll need to do is you'll need to a number value and then a script that tells the number value to reduce by a certain value every so long, right? -1 every 10, and then it has a value of 100. And you can say if referencing the value is at whatever number, then, and you can turn the car off. And that's how you can just add to the availability and the complexity of here. And then you can have a fuel tank gauge and all that stuff. We'll probably get there eventually. That's more end game sort of stuff. Quality improvements. Like I say, right now we're still working on the engineering into the game. Okay, so let's test this out. And then it gave us an error on close. So the way the script functions, it reads from top down. So if it gets an error here, the rest of the script won't compute. Trailer functions. Is not a valid member. Oh, because it's, all right. Let's say show in Explorer. Here's what we're looking at. Script.parent.trailer.script.parent.parent. That silences the first error. The second one is close. So what I did was I deleted the close button, but I must not have trailer GUI control. Is it this one? Closed right here. It was 2 windows and now we only have 1. still two windows. Yeah, they're together now. All right. Right, so what it does, the vehicle is disabled. So if I jump in the driver's seat, it's disabled until we activate it. And then what we need to do, we have to locate these two, lock and unlock here. Trailer functions is not invalid. What's going on here? Oh. It's trying to find this, the remote event. Script.parent, .parent, dot trailer functions. There we go. Perfect. Okay, that should work. Data stores for the parts inside the box. Right, so we activate it. When we press unlock, helps if we have that set to true. Oh boy. Door lock dot open equals false, and then we can say script dot parent dot lock dot b dot lock door dot enabled equals true. So what lock door does is it resets the value on the drive seat. So if somebody else jumps in the vehicle, nothing happens. And then what we want to do is we want to make the prompt disappear. Script parent dot lock dot prompt lock dot where is it here? Dot prompt dot proximity prompt dot enabled equals false. All right, that was a tough one there. And when we say unlock, we're going to copy this one and we're going to say true. And then we're going to copy this one. And we are going to say this value is false. So now there's no way to disable the UI. There's no way to close it without resetting your character, which also despawns the vehicle. And while the vehicle's locked, nobody else can use it. And when it's unlocked, you can use it. So what I like to do is I've been scripting in the rest of the prompts. Eventually we'll add more prompts to it, right? Clickable prompts. And when you say unlocked, they can activate the prompts. We can add buttons in here. Okay, now it should function. So what it does is it changes the value to your name car, which is the way it spawns into the workspace. That's the way I was able to connect the values. I couldn't think of any other way. So if we say unlock, oh, what's going on here? Okay, it's not connecting. What's going on here? Let's see. false. And we'll get rid of this here. There we go. That way it permanently disappears. So it's enabled once, the prompt. And then once you activate it and press unlock, it goes away. And then lock door disappears and door open should be enabled. And then it's going to give me an error on the scripts that it can't find the object value in the drive seat. But that's fine. We're testing. There we go. Okay, never mind. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. See where we got 26 minutes in. All right, perfect. I haven't really checked the audio levels. I hope they're okay in this one. It was that easy. So now what I want to do is test my theory about the controller controls. So we don't need to do anything with the controller. All we need to do is copy these local scripts over. Which this one is lock. Paste into and unlock. Copy. And paste into. And now what I can do is I can test this with my controller. So we just did a playthrough with the mouse and the keyboard. And now I have my controller in my hand. And you'll see that when I approach a button, it'll change. There it says B to activate. Oh, but is it down for unlock and up? Okay, so my theories are correct. I'll need to create a separate window just for the console players. You see? You see do you feel the pain yet? Do you feel the pain? So I won't create a separate window. What I'll do is I'll just expand that window and I'll just add the buttons to it. Yeah, this is what we need to do to accommodate everybody, is we need to make sure that's strange because I was able to do it everywhere else. I'm able to do it. So let me think about this for a second. Everywhere else I'm able to do it in the same fashion. D-pad down is lock and D-pad up is unlock. All right, let me see what's going on here. Oh, you know why? Let's stop for a second. Okay, we'll put this back. I just copied and pasted them. And I didn't even bother to look at the values that they were trying to lock and unlock. So lock has to say lock. And unlock has to say unlock. All right. Just like that. So now we have the D-pad hot button, right? So we do that. Trailer. Oh, where did I put it? Oh, I put this inside the script. Whoops. All right. So unlock. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Lock, unlock. Oh, Now we can drive the ambulance. All right. So there's only two other buttons that we can use. Because you want to be able to shift in the ambulance, right? And then Y is our donate button. Anytime you press Y on the console, it asks you if you want to donate. Thank you very much. And if you press up and down on the D-pad, it spawns vehicles into the workspace. And it'll always do that. That's one thing for the console players. So we're kind of limited on the controls. So I'll have to think about how... You have two buttons. You have B and you have X. That's it. That's all we got. So what does that mean? What does that mean? That means now we have to determine... Right, the fire truck is going to be exactly the same, so I'll just copy the parts directly into the fire truck, and away we go. The thing about the fire truck, this is going to be separate. We'll click on it, it'll be a prompt, and it'll clone the controls for this onto you, so you can walk around the fire truck and you can point it in any direction. I think that'd be sweet. And then we'll see why it's not firing far enough to put out the fire. If I need to increase the vector forces because I increased the size of the block. So as far as this guy goes, let's update the controls. So lock is D-pad down. Right, it takes a bit of planning now. Now we have to plan how or what functions do we want to tie to those two buttons. I'm unprepared. Keep that up. I was dreading this. Not dreading it, but because it's like I had to do with the tow truck, right? I had to combine all those functions. It's a mess. Mercy, mercy. All right, so X is going to turn on the lights. And B will turn on the sound. It's hard. It's hard to... Because you want to be able to show up and have the lights running, but not be annoyed by the sounds. Yeah, I like that. I like that. So B can be the... So now what I have to figure out is we need to go into the controller and we need to create... Okay, before we go into that controller, let's take this, put it back here. We need to create two more buttons. So in here in the emergency control, let's drag this up a little bit. Let's duplicate this one. And rename this to lights. And then this is going to be X. Okay, and then we'll duplicate that. And we're going to rename this one to... we'll just say sound for now. Whatever. And that will fire... Okay. So similar to what we did with lock and unlock, we copy this script, we'll paste into, and we'll paste into. So what I did was I just said hotkey enum. In this case, it'll be X. So we say button X, right? Get user input service, input began, hotkey, and then it'll fire light. Console light. Just like that. But it's hotkeyed. So that means when you're in the vehicle, anytime you press that button, the lights go on. It's the only way I know how to do it so far. Sorry, guys. And then we'll do sound. Same thing, but this one will say right, unless I designed sound. Unless I design a game specifically for Xbox, or not Xbox, but specifically for a controller. You know, or I try and merge more functions. That's the kind of the unfortunate thing about what I'm doing, is because some of the buttons have to be hotkeyed to the UI, and then some of the buttons have to be hotkeyed to the functions of the vehicle, and then some of the buttons have to be hotkeyed to the lights and stuff, right? So we're limited to the options. So lights. Oh, let me rename that to light. I thought I was typing here. All right, so that's that one, and then sound. We're going to rename that because otherwise you'll have to type. It's just the code doesn't like that stuff. There we go. Lights and sound. it's basic. Okay, so now we are done. We're done. And then I'll take this and I'll put it in there and it'll function the same, hopefully. Okay, so now we have our two new variables. If variable is equal to, I've already forgotten what they are, but we'll know. Sound and light, I think it's what it is. Console light. Then what do we want to do? So we have this. We had the takedown. Oh, so the takedown are the bright lights on the outside. That's like after you've already had somebody pull over, right? Because I took this out of one of the vehicles, so we just need this one here. After you've pulled someone out of the vehicle, or you've pulled them over, they've yielded, you turn those on and they're basically spotlights. They light up your vehicle. All right, so we can say if variable is equal to sound, then, and we'll need to pick one of these, probably the Yelp. Script.parent.sound.yelp. What does Yelp sound like? Oof. Maybe the whale? Why is it? I guess it has to be so loud, right? I guess it has to be so loud. Now this one's kind of interesting. We're going to need a variable. We can insert right here. Insert object, bool, a bool value. We can rename it to console sound. And we'll say script.parent console sound. Oops. say dot value equals true, and then we'll say if script dot parent dot console sound dot value is equal to true, then play, else script dot parent dot sound dot whale stop. All right, let's try that, shall we? X and B. All right, so B. Let me try it right here. Let's see, X. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, didn't shut off. We don't want that. It has to shut off. Let's see, sound. Oh, maybe we can say else. Maybe make this false. Oh, we're trying it with the... No, that's just breaking my ears. Oh, I wonder if that sound... It's looped. I see it's only 5 seconds long. It's looped. Yeah, what I'm thinking is then play. It's got to be an else if here. Else if. Script. Parent. Console sound. Value. False. Then. So we need to have a way of. Maybe we'll say wait. $20, and then it can do this. Maybe. Oh, too many falses there. Something's gonna happen. Too many falses there. No. No, let's simplify this. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. And let's get rid of this. And that's what you get. You get 20 seconds, and then we'll say script dot parent dot sound dot whale stop. Perfect. Alright. So once you hit that button, you gotta listen to it for 20 seconds. Man, that seems like a long time. Maybe we'll do that instead. Let's see how that is. You get a 5-second blast. Yeah, that's all right. And then imagine if you hold it down. That works. That works. You know, it's hard to. It's how do you. I need an additional button to stop the sound. Let's see. We could do. We could connect it to the console light. The console light makes it go true. No, still you need something to make it false, right? Because that'll be the same with the console light. ELS off. But this one's easy. We can just, this one here can go for, you know, we can make it go for a minute before it shuts off, right? That's better. Yeah, it is what it is. You can have one or two. It's just because you can't shut it off. That's all. You know, on the PC you can shut it off. I don't know why I'm thinking about that. But okay. It's late. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. But this is where scripts are made. This is where it's all the magic happens. All right, so the ambulance is done. That's cool. The ambulance is done. It is integrated. Oh, it's not completely done yet. What we need to do is add the toe block. We can't forget the toe block. Now, as I was saying, orientation is critical. Orientation on this part is critical. Okay, so we'll take this. So we know that this edge here is the front, and we kind of want to keep that in our mind. So I put it in here. I don't know, I just thought, you know what? Put it up just a little bit. Model. And of course you want to make sure that it's inside. Is it this one here? Yeah. Under, we'll put that in into miscellaneous. All right. And then we'll change the transparency. There we go. So now if the ambulance breaks down, we can tow it. That's very cool. So while we're here, I know we're getting into, this one's getting into almost an hour, so let's see, we'll duplicate this, bring it here. Let's see if we can get the fire truck. This is DOTA because we fixed it, so we want to integrate that as is. Right, if the fire truck ever breaks down, Okay, fire truck's going to be a little more difficult. Get rid of that. It'll be a little more difficult because we have to create a separate thingy for the thingy for the thingy. Yeah. And so the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of close buttons. And the second thing, like, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do for there. Have to be creative. Before we do that, I also want to test the driving. It should drive better. I've had the box trucks tuned. So we say unlock. No, unlock. Oops. There, yeah, I see how it connects. Well, because the lights run for 20 seconds and a minute and then shut off. What is it drive? Brakes work? What's going on? What did we change here? This part here. Yeah, those are the controls. Didn't want to move. There's a floating box. Oh my goodness, they're stuck together. What is going on here? Oh, is it this thing? It is too. They're still welded together. Ah, that's so funny. Alright, so keypad up. Unlock. Already. Hey, there we go. Now eventually we'll move the UI to a better location. Hopefully. Yeah, I can come that way a bit. ambulance, and from here we'll do this miscellaneous. Where is it? Lock. Where are you, lock? There you are. L. Lock starts with L. Just copy this. Paste into. All right, and then I'm just showing the alignment of. See, these are buttons, right? We can shrink these right down to. We can shrink them right down to nothing. Cool. And of course the D-pad buttons. Awesome. So now we'll just delete that. And we'll put this into here. And we'll put this back in here. All right. Wow. That is unfortunately going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. We really do. And yeah, what did we do today? We made a fantastic, awesome ambulance that we're going to add to our game. Next, we're going to go over the fire truck. And I'm going to add both vehicles to the game at the same time, probably later on today, being Saturday, whenever we decide to upload this. All right. Yeah. I really hope you enjoy watching these videos. I enjoy making them, and I hope you're learning. That's the idea here, is to try and learn so you can make your own fun creations. All right, that's it. Bye for now.